Hey YouTube, this is John for Snap-on John 100, and I'm going to be making gel wax cotton balls for Tender. And this video is for Jason, Deja Vu, Chris, and Bob, who I met at the fall gathering this past week. And so I'm going to be making these to show you how it's done. First of all, you want to start with this is the way I make them. I start with super jumbo size cotton balls because it's easier for me to do, and plus the larger they are, the longer they're going to burn. And so with just one of these, you can start this and almost go get Tender, or small sticks, and still have it burning. So I timed one of them and it burned 18 minutes, so that's plenty of time. The other thing you need is this is the only size they had, but I normally don't get this giant size. But I got a whole gallon of gel wax. Normally you can get it in a small container, but they didn't happen to have any. And so right there is gel wax, and it's a candle making supply. So if you go to, I got this at AC Moore's, so if you get it at Michael's or any craft store, and look in the candle making section, you should be able to find it. The other item is a stainless steel pot, or actually any pot that you don't care about. I'm using the stainless steel one because we don't have any old junker pots, and I can get this cleaned out, but it's extremely hard to get the gel wax out of your pan once you've put it in there. So my advice is, if you have a junker pan that you use only for gel wax, doesn't even have to have a handle on it, but you need it deep enough that you can dip the cotton balls in there. And then just a set of tongs to dip it each in, because it's going to be hot, so you want a set of tongs. And then I also put it on a piece of ceramic. I put it on aluminum foil to let them cool off, instead of, you don't want to just stick it on the counter. And I haven't tried plastic wrap. Plastic might be okay too, but it's just anything to keep it off the counter when you're done. So I'm going to get started heating up the gel wax, and then I'll get back to you once it starts to melt. Okay, here's what the gel wax looks like. It's very hard, and you can't just easily scoop it out. And after I said that, I realized we don't have any aluminum foil, so I put a piece of newspaper and then plastic wrap. So I'm going to try to see how that works. And so the first step is to scoop this out, and the way to do it is you got to get a big spoon, and you have to use your, let me see if I can film this, you kind of have to use your, see how hard it is to get in there, and then you use your thumb, and you're basically just ripping it out. And I haven't turned this on yet, because this is something too, you got to really monitor the heat very closely. If it starts smoking a whole lot, it's getting too hot, because this could be potentially volatile. So you want to really stand over it and not let it get too hot. I'm trying to see if I can get this on camera. You can tell it's really tough to get out. It's a very solid stuff. But that's also why it makes a good cotton ball tender, because it's not gooey. Like, that's one thing I didn't care for on Vaseline, is it was sort of messy. But this tends to be kind of, it feels wet, but it's really dry. And sorry about this, I'm trying to do this, hold the camera, go one-handed, but I mean, this isn't something you're gonna have to learn how to scoop this out anyway. But anyway, so I'm gonna turn this off, scoop some more out, and then I'll turn it back on. Okay, here's the pot. I put it on a medium heat, and I'm gonna stand over it and watch it. So it's got to melt down. Here are the tongs I use, right here, so that I can grab one, drop it, dip it in. The other thing is, once you're done, you just take this melted gel wax and just pour it pour it back into the bucket, so you're not wasting any. So once everything gets ready to be dipped, I'll get back to you. Okay, I am back. It's getting liquefied. As you can see, there's still some solid wax there, but it's softening up pretty fast. And you can actually start dipping it when it's like this, because there's enough liquid in there that it just moves that out of the way. And I'm putting this on newspaper. I didn't realize we didn't have any aluminum foil, and so what I'm going to do is I've been making some of them. I've got this many made already. I'm going to be able to use this paper because it's going to be wax impregnated newspaper, so that's going to be a nice little tinder source also, because this is something I can fold all the way up and it'll be as flat as a piece of paper. So I'm kind of excited to see how that turns out. So that's something you might want to experiment with, because then if you just put it on newspaper, you can then use the newspaper for tinder also. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start dipping some of these in, and I'll just show you how you make some of them, and the process is just, you know, repeat. So you want to make sure you're not dripping the gel wax all over the place, and get some cotton balls free so that they're easily accessible. There we go. And I'm just going to put some of these on this paper for now so I can not drip. You want to just grab the edge of the cotton ball like this, and then dip it all the way under. Let it drain. I like to just let it drain back on itself, or like sort of impregnate back in instead of letting it all run off. Tap it and then just quickly transfer it over to the paper, and just set it right on the paper. Grab another one, dip it in the wax, submerge it all the way, and then hold it up like that. Fairly easy. You just want to make sure you create as little mess as possible, like that. And that's all there is to it. So I'm just going to be doing this. A bunch more times. And I'm going to also show you how you open them up. You take, this is one that's cooled off. You take it and you open it up. Let's see if I can do this. I'm going to hold the camera. I'm going to lose you for a second probably, but just tear it open. Okay. Now as you can see, I just tore this open. This right here where my thumb is all raw cotton. That's doesn't have anything on it. That's where you want to aim your sparks. That will ignite instantly. The part this is covered with gel, that doesn't take a spark very well. So you want to open it up. That's why you just dip it quickly, get it completely sealed on the outside, waterproofing the whole cotton ball, and then when you're ready to use it, you open it up and spark into the cotton. Okay? I hope that helped. Okay, there you have it. That's how you make the gel wax cotton balls. I enjoyed making these cotton balls. I'm glad you could come along with me. I wanted just to give the credit for this was for Mike Bartons of Bushcraft Bartons. Thank you, Mike, for the great video that you did that taught me how to do this. I had some friends that wanted to learn how to make some themselves, and I looked and I couldn't find your video on YouTube, so I decided I just have to create one so that they could see that. You guys have a super weekend. God bless, and I'll talk to you later.